one of your kind of breakthrough projects, for lack of a better term, was a house built in part out of shipping containers, but then you've gone all the way to the other end of doing kind of traditional wood frame. Where is there a sweet spot that you're finding in terms of the technologies you're using, or is it always kind of moving to the next little item?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think that it's a great question. I would say we've kind of been through this, like we've done one of these and one of those and one of these and one of those, and I think that what we're sensing is that it's giving us a skill of what's the right tool for the task.
The right job.
And I think we're also probably getting to a point now where the practice is maturing and we're going to start using things, and doing it better the second time. And so I think that I feel like we're hopefully hitting a maturity level where we can be leveraging the experiences from our own experiences to our and our clients'
So you're
benefit.
iterating in a kind of iterating phase of your practice.
Yeah, and I think it's almost unique. I mean, most smart business people try to repeat because that's where efficiency is.
Right.
And so far we have managed to not.
Yeah.
And although we enjoy that, I mean, just for example, the shipping container you brought up, that was a learning experience about how do you insulate in a climate that's got incredible swings and you have to insulate. And so we, the first project, we chose to insulate the exterior and realized that it wasn't our first choice because we'd like to expose the container, but we had to do one or the other.
Right.
And so now on our second go around, we have a small cabin down in Canyon City that's going up. We've figured out a way to insulate on the interior while almost making a sandwich corrugated panel. So now it reads the same inside and out, yet it also fits our climate and meets the energy needs.
All the
so
demands.
I mean, for us, that's evolution, that's iteration, that's learning, and
And you've done a lot of residential work, so there is a certain amount of iteration that happens there. But you also, you launched your practice almost sort of at the same time we launched Architect the magazine, right into a big old fat recession, right?
Yeah.
So, given that residential work is historically the kind of bread and butter of an emerging practice, how did you work around the kind of recessionary restrictions of an emerging firm? How did you deal?
Plugged our ears and closed our eyes.
Just kind of plunged ahead.
Not happening.
Hit the gas, went faster. Well, I think that our goal with the practice is we want to stay a modest-sized practice. 10 to 12 people is kind of our goal, and we want to have a split of residential and public sector commercial work. And so as we were getting some legs, some traction, some momentum around the residential component of the practice, we said, okay, we need to put some effort into building up the other side of the practice.
Diversifying the portfolio.
Yeah, and we had started to do that in 2006, and we got kind of enough grab in that sector of the market that there was some work there in the educational sector and the institutional sector, and that helped us level the bumps, but there was some pretty big bumps. Some big bumps. Yeah.
And I think for us the end of 2008, 2009 was really when we first started to see it. And we were we teach intermittently at the local college, University of Colorado, Denver, Boulder, and so it was a mixed bag of things that we were doing at that time. But then also I think we felt like we came out a little earlier. I mean, 2011 and 12 were better.
Interesting. Do you think that was the market? And do you think it was just that Colorado in general was rebounding more easily or than the rest of the country?
I'm sure that's part of it, and I think we also just were fortunate to have some things come out of nowhere that that just happened. So
And the kind of balance, do you feel like you've achieved a right size balance of kind of project type and expertise? Or are you still kind of looking like what's the business plan,
Achieved a balance? No, on achieving a balance. I haven't quite gotten there yet, but I guess I think that somehow I'm done for if I ever feel really balanced.
Don't ever want to get fat and happy, right?
I mean, I think that there's a lot of excitement in around some projects that we're working on now. There's a lot of, but it's kind of filled with a fair amount of chaos, and I always wish there was a little less chaos.
Yeah.
But at some level, it's also productive and exciting.